Hey, good morning, everybody. It is time for the monthly wrap up where we pretty much just try to figure out where the time went. Let's start off with reading. We usually do that. What did I read last month? First and foremost, I finished up The Price of Power by Michael Michelle. Gave that one 5 stars. No complaints there. Then I finished off The Valiant by J.J. Green. 4 star on that one. Wasn't I don't necessarily think it was something that I would normally read. I did really like the writing, just wasn't some of the mishmash of the story. Again, it was one of those things where they kind of take a mythological being and put it into a well, this isn't even a current one. This is a future type story, and those don't always work well for me. But that's the only drawback I had on it. The story itself was actually really good. So 4 stars on that one. Then I get to read Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil by V.E. Schwab. That one doesn't come out till June, but that one is absolutely 5 stars. If you don't have that one on your list, make sure you put it on your list. You are going to want to read that one. Then I get to read Left on Rancho by Francesco Paola. This one was sent to me. I won a galley copy. This one, still 4 stars. Absolutely love the story. Only drawback I had on it is it started a little slow. That's why I didn't get the 5. But I really love the way that it wrapped up the ending. So, yeah, definitely check that one out. I think you guys will like it. It is not fantasy, sci-fi, or horror, but I can't read those all the time. But anyhow, I also want to thank them again for sending me that galley copy. Did like that one. That was his first book, I believe, too. So interested to see what he does next. And then I read When the Wolf Comes Home by Nat Cassidy. Another really good one. I gave it 5 stars, mainly on the strength of the fact that Nat did manage to sneak a couple things past me I didn't pick up on. So, anyhow, that was a really good one. Horror story. It's a very much a chase story. I think you'll enjoy it. As always with Nat, he takes that type of story and he makes it just a little bit different than what you're expecting, which I appreciate. And then I finished up the month with The Raven Scholar by Antonia Hodgson. That one was a 4 star, but it was really close to being a 5 star. Only downside I had on that one is even the characters are supposed to be in their 30s, and I really felt like they were written much more like characters in their late teens, early 20s. So just a little bit of a disconnect, but the story itself is great. That is starting a new series. I will be there for book 2. So that is everything I read. One, two, three, four, five, six. Not horrible, not great. But I do have a full time job and a part time job and a wife. So can't always read as much as I want to. But again, no complaints on that one. And then, of course, we did have the author interview with Michael Michelle. That is why I had read Price of Power. That one, well, excellent interview. Check that out if you haven't already. I also recorded, although it is up now, a interview with Nat Cassidy to talk about, of course, When the Wolf Comes Home. Thoroughly enjoyed that one. Nat, this is the second time Nat's been on. We always have a great conversation. He's pretty much has an open invitation to come in whenever he wants. And then lastly, it's not up yet. You're not going to see it till the book comes out, or almost right before the book comes out. But I've recorded the interview with V. Schwab. She's also got an open invitation to come back anytime. Loved that interview. I know you guys can't get to see it yet. It's a little bit of a tease. What can I say? But yeah, that one's been a couple years in the making. I've been reading V. Schwab since Darker Shade of Magic came out, so finally glad that we managed to get our schedules to work together. So she managed to come on. You guys will enjoy that one. I'm telling you, it was fun. So knocked out 3 interviews as well. So it was still pretty busy month. TV show front, the wife and I are watching. Actually, we finished up the first season of Goliath. We watched Long Bright River. Don't know if you guys have seen that one. Amanda Seyfried, Amanda is on that one. Uh, that one wasn't bad. It's got a couple of actors I really liked. Some of the story was a little off, but it was still a fun ride. I shouldn't say it was a fun ride. It has a very dark, very dark stuff in it. But we enjoyed it. Let's put it that way. And I think that is it because I think everything else we've been watching we caught up last month. So that's where that's at. Going forward right now, actually, you know what? That'll be in the next one. So I'm not going to talk about what we've read since then. I did finish up a book. I know it's only May 2nd, but I did finish up a book that I had started in April. I just hadn't finished it yet. So looking forward to next month. TBR wise, I started Remember by Patricia Shanae Smith. I will be having an interview with her on the 7th, which is Wednesday. So obviously, that's on my TBR. Other book that I absolutely positively have to read is going to be Cold Silver for. Oh my goodness, Tori, what is that one? I should, I should know this one by now. I really should. Yeah, I was right. Cold Silver for Souls. I was second guessing myself. That one's coming out from Tori Tekken, and I'm going to be reading that one because she is going to be on at the end of the month. I think it was the 26th. Don't quote me on that. Go to the website. The calendar's on the website. You all know that. So those are, and then I was originally going to have an interview with Chance Dillon. He has graciously moved that back to June for me. Scheduling thing. A friend of mine from high school, best friend from high school, mentioned that his military retirement ceremony was going to be the exact same night that I was supposed to interview Chance, but it's 2 states away, and so it's like 3 hours before the interview was supposed to happen. So I didn't think I was going to be able to pull that off. And unlike that weird like cousin that's on their third wedding, this isn't one of those things where you can say I'll catch the next one. Military retirement ceremony. That's pretty much a one-off. Yeah. So again, thank you to Chance for moving that back for me. I do appreciate that. So 2 more interviews coming up next month, and then in June. Actually, I'm trying to remember. I might be recording. I've got to check the date. I might be recording the interview with John Wiswell, but that would not drop until June as well. So I can almost guarantee I need to fit in Wearing the Lion, which is his next book. So that's another book on my TBR for next month. And then everything else is just, whatever I fit in. I don't super schedule my TBRs too much because of the fact that with the interviews I have so many that are absolutely positively must reads and something might get bumped. So it was a busy month. It is going to be a busy month. And then anything else is too far in the future to talk about. So we're just going to leave that at that. So I hope you guys have as many good reads as I did. I didn't have anything less than a 4-star all month. The TV front was pretty darn good as well. And that is probably going to be it. Going to make this one nice and short and sweet. Hope you guys have a great month. And I hope you will be here for the interviews and whatever else I tend to drop. As always, if you like this episode, pick another one. That's always the best thing. Everybody wants you to, subscribe, like, notification. I snuck that little snippet in there earlier. Didn't actually come out and say it, but it popped up on the screen. Those help, but the biggest help, of course, is watching something else. So that shows the algorithm that you guys like the channel. So that will be my big one. And if you want to subscribe to the Patreon as well, then it's $1 a month is the low end, and that does get you a couple of things. First of all, it'll get you popped up on the screen. I don't have one yet, so if I had a patron, sorry Brian, if I had a patron, it would be on the screen. But the other couple things it gets you is obviously I'm going to be, as soon as I get a Patreon group, I will be moving my TBR voting over to Patreon. Patreon. Now I can't even say it right. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. It also gets an early view at any of the recorded videos. If you were a patron, you would have got to see the Nat Cassidy interview early. If you're a patron, you'll get to see the V. Schwab video early. And then also some of my arcs that I'm getting in, I'm going to start giving those away to patrons once we get at least somebody in there. So if you want, I don't get a lot of physical arcs, so it's not going to be a ton of them because obviously I can't send you an e-arc. But I am going to be adding those physical arcs instead of taking them because I can't sell them. I can't give them to the half-price bookstore or anything. So usually I try to find somebody to pawn them off on, say, hey, I think you'll like this book, whatever, or they just get tossed. So I'm going to start giving those out to my community. And as long as you're in the U.S., I'm not even going to ask you for shipping. If you're in Malaysia, I might have to check to see what the shipping is to Malaysia. I'm just saying. All right. Okay, now I'm just blabbing. I will talk to you later.